Good afternoon. We're out here in front of the prison out here in Pahrump, Nevada at the Nevada Southern Detention Center. We're doing visitations today, visiting some of the guys that are left here. Some of the guys was moved this morning, about 3 a.m. this morning. They took at least 6 of the guys over to Henderson. That's another detention center, prison that is closer to Las Vegas. We're about 80 miles outside of Las Vegas is where this prison right here is located. We're about a half a mile away. We're not allowed to be on the property doing camera work or recording stuff, so we have to be out here by the gate. But since we're out here anyway today doing visitations, we thought we'd give some updates on what's going on. 6 of the guys were moved this morning from here in Pahrump up to Henderson to get prepared for the trial that's coming up on this coming Monday. We've just got about 4 more days left, and we'll start trial for these guys. Hope anybody and all can come and support them. Their families need the support. We need to bring attention to this injustice, which is unraveling really quickly, and we're thankful for the things that are coming out. Dan P. Love, the BLM agent that was involved with the deal there at the Bundy Ranch, impounding the cows and doing the criminal things that he did, things that came out today about him, and he's being investigated, which we're thankful for. Also, count 3 on the gun charges were dismissed today by the judge. So that's one more miracle that we've got today, and we're thankful for that too. That was a big move. That charge alone was 25 years in prison for a maximum sentence. I also want to say, if anybody has any questions today, we're going to try to take a few questions, and we'll try to answer those if we can. So if you've got some, type them into on the screen there, and we will, my camera person will try to refer those back to me, and I'll try to answer a few of those for you. We've got some of the names. If you're not familiar with the 6 guys that are facing trial this next week, I'll read them off to you so that maybe you can get a little bit familiar with them. I know we always hear the name Bundy, and sometimes we don't know all the other guys. There's 19 guys that are here in Nevada alone that are sitting in prison for over 371 days. There's 372 days today that have not got a chance yet to face trial. That's not a speedy trial. These 6 guys here were on what they call Tier 3, and they were supposed to go last, and I know they're thankful that they're first. And some of the others have been put off. They all wanted to face trial together.
Why did the 6 get removed?
They moved them closer to Nevada. We're about 80 miles outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. The transportation daily would be difficult, even on the guys alone. So they've got them in a prison or holding facility called Henderson. It's just right there out of Las Vegas. It's easier to transport the guys back and forth for court.
Are court observers ready?
Court observers are ready. We've got several that are locally from around here, and a couple I understand that are coming from Portland off and on to help with it too. The names of them guys are Eric Parker, Stephen Stewart, Scott Drexler, Gregory Burleson, Todd Engel, and Richard Loveland. Those are the 6 guys that are facing trial this coming week. I know they're excited to be able to get this part moved on and face their accusers. We know the only accusers they have are the federal government. There was no crime here committed. There was no party injured here. So I know they're excited to face this this coming trial this next week. There's another case that I've been following really closely. This family here is Christian and Danielle Holm. They're from Alabama. They just had a baby, and I keep wanting to bring this up. They have court tomorrow there in Heflin, Alabama. We need to remember them in prayer. They had a little baby that was born. They was going to have a home birth, and they were forced to go to the hospital under horrible circumstances, and that was not their plan, but the state of Alabama forced them to have a hospital birth. The baby was born healthy, no complications at all, and they got to hold their baby for 1 day, just 1 day. It was born on October the 10th. October 11th, the state confiscated the baby because the parents did not want vaccination shots. They did not want a birth certificate from the government. They did not want a social security number. They just wanted to take their baby home and raise their baby free. And the state of Alabama confiscated that baby, and in my terms, they have incarcerated this baby away from their parents without due process. Ever since October 11th, they get very few visitations. They've got very few court hearings. It's they got one tomorrow, and they're thankful for that, and they're asking for your prayers and support. The judge is even trying to keep the case out of the limelight and has issued a gag order on this case, so they're not allowed to speak about it and talk to the media. So they've had very little media attention and very little media coverage on this. But Baby Holmes, last name is Holm. You can Google that name, send them support if it's just a message off of Facebook or through Google, through YouTube, or however you find them. I've done that myself, I know, and I just tell them I'm thinking about them and praying for them, and they need your prayers and thought tomorrow too. Is there any more questions?
What came out on Love and the BLM?
Love I've read a lot about it the last couple of days. He's in 2015 he was involved in another deal called the Burning Man. I don't know a lot about it just yet, but he was found in misconduct in that situation. So he's been investigated. He's been demoted, and I understand he's behind a desk job right now, and that he's being investigated for that and the Bundy Ranch deal. So the government has been trying to keep this information out of the court system so the jurors don't get to see this. And the prosecutors struggled last week with a hearing asking the judge to squash any misconduct of any of the BLM officers during this incident. We feel like that these misconducts of these officers should be heard by the jurors so they can fairly give a fair judgment of what these guys were facing at that time. These guys were not dangerous people. They were protesters coming in just support of the Bundys. They stayed in line where they were supposed to, and they did not try to forcibly take any cattle. I've watched the videos over and over again. I sat in a court hearing with Ryan Bundy just a couple of days ago, and we got to listen to these videos and recordings again, and it's obvious that the aggressors were the BLM. And
absolutely. Does dropping the gun charge dismiss 6 and 9, count 6 and 9 as well?
I don't think so. I think the only charge that got dropped was count 3 at this time. I feel like several more are going to get dropped because of it, but that was a big move. That charge alone was 25 years maximum sentence. So
dropping the 3, it only affects 3 and it doesn't affect any others.
It doesn't affect any others that I understand at this time.
I think we're going to see more drop as time goes by.
We definitely are. I feel that we're going to be able to represent this case strongly to the jurors, even what's being hidden, and we'll get this to come out one way or the other in court, and these jurors will find a not guilty again for these guys here in Nevada. I feel very strongly about this. Again, we if you don't have any more questions, let Brand say something here. Okay.
Okay, we still haven't figured out which is dumber and dumb, but well, what I want to say about this whole thing is what these judges have been doing is an abomination. Yeah, what these patriots have been through, and the Bundys, 370 days in prison, in jail, without any convictions, denied pretrial release. That's time that can never be made up. It's lost time where they've been away from their families and their little ones. And you take take a little child. I mean, they all have these little children. That is a lifetime to a little child to be away from their daddies. And I just want to emphasize that because, you know, once this is all over with, I think there's going to be people who say, well, let's forgive and forget. I forgive, but I don't forget. And these people need to be brought to justice. This has been an abomination in the sight of God, and we can't let it slide. And that's really all I wanted to say.
We know this is retaliation because that some of them went to support the Hammonds, and or they wouldn't have been charged here. 2 years later, that's a long time to charge some guys after they already. The trial's starting February 14th for the next 7 defendants that are there in Oregon. I'll be here at least until up till the 14th, and I'm gonna be going to Oregon, but we'll continue covering both trials for everybody and letting you know as much as she will be at one time. She testified in the first trial over there in Portland, Oregon, and I suspect she'll be at some time or another subpoenaed to testify in this hearing too. She's been a big part of this whole case. So, well, are there any more questions? Well, I guess for now we'll close down, but we'll be updating you maybe more tomorrow again, and for sure next week, starting Monday, we'll definitely be updating you with progress throughout the trial every day down there. I'll be down in Las Vegas, Nevada, reporting to you. Thanks again, and
We want one more horn blow.
We'll keep you posted as we witness what's going on in court.
If you can say something about Trump pressuring to find out the case with the baby.
I haven't heard of nothing of Trump actually getting involved with the baby Holmes case. We are definitely trying to keep him updated on that and all the other political prisoners across the country. Any new case that we find out about, we're definitely sending him letters.
And on that, one more time.